it's the easy thing to make. I think I pressed the button, I guess. All right, so I got the water boiling. I'm gonna start my makeshift proofer. When you're doing it, oh my gosh, that stuff. All right, so I put some more yeast in here, and then I want to move the flour around, and then I'm gonna add my salt. All right, I just gotta laugh, dude. I got to. I'd be otherwise psycho, man. Do a little Gene Simmons on this thing. What's up? My homeboy wants me to do a pretzel crust. But pretzel crust, it's just egg. You take egg white, and that's what gets it all brown like that. And you rub it on the outside and put pretzel salt on it. So it's here. You can't see. I gotta put it down low. I know you don't want to look at me anyways. Showing off my handicap. No, I'm not really trying to show my handicap off. But sometimes I like, I'd like to get a better setup. You know what I mean, folks? So a little bit more so where you can follow me and the food at the same time. Maybe have a split window. I'm just getting geared up. I mean, I've been doing this on a wing and a prayer, really, because I can press buttons and I can make food since I'm a chef, even with one hand. Yeah! Can I have that back, please? All the way. Ugh. Dude, I was on my knees in the backyard when I tried my run earlier today. Got stuck for like 20 minutes, man. Arms just sitting there twitching. I had this massive balance that just like, even though I couldn't move, I was able to like stay on my knees for like 25 minutes. And just be like, chill, bro. And then I started singing. And I sang for a little while, really, seriously, in the middle of one of my spasms. You guys seen me do that before. It helps, because if you can sing, that means you're as calm as you can be, you're as free-flowing as you can be with your voice. You have to be really free in your chest and your torso with your voice when you're singing, and you have to let go of all tension. So people who say I'm stressed out and that's why I go into spasms, yeah, whatever. I sing during my spasms. I'm sick, man. I got a broke body. Alright, so, a little bit more salt. Shake my head off. Dang. That's why I'm doing this in pieces, too. Just doing this is hard. I gotta go work my bag so I can work my arms, and then my arms will be all shaking for dinner. I wonder if I should cut the veggies first. Alright, I just wanted to show you how I put it together. Alright? So you're like, that, chef? Yeah, that right there, that's it. What I'm gonna do with this is go like this. Alright? Take that big old gummy thing right there and put it right there. Bam. Then I'm going to need it. I can even take your goopy stuff and shove it in there right now. A little stuff at the bottom. Because it's still all like just beginning to be a dough right now. And just take that, go like that. Dry hand it. Use cold water to clean out your God. Maybe I won't use punch bag. I don't know. Jesus. Alright, let's turn that off. I don't want, man, I don't want face plant on that. my long time ago, it's not funny, but I think it was his daughter, Amber, sat down on one of the coils on the stove, just jumped up on the counter and walked across and sat down on the stove. Well, the thing was, it wasn't red, but it was still on. It was still hot. And so she got a dartboard on her butt. I wonder if she still got that. She'd be like 20. Let's see. When I was 13, 14, she was 5. So she's in her 30s now. Amber and Aaron. I never forget you guys. I'm going to write about you in my book, and one day you'll be like, that's me. He's talking about me. I'm like, yeah, you guys were like my like first little nieces and nephews. You know, part of the Smith family. Your dad was a good man. Always been a good man. He's been real hurt ever since he's been away. That's the truth. That's real truth. And your little brother too. Yeah. He got real hurt when all that happened. It changed his whole life. I understand. Same thing happened to me in a different way, you know. But it doesn't matter how it happens. Sometimes it still hurts. It still messes with you for your whole life. Becomes something, a challenge to get over, man. I don't know, a lot of parents out there. I knew this one girl. Her name was Star. That was her nickname on the street. And it was actually the second roadie run. The first roadie run, I had made it down on my bike. And this girl, Star, I wondered why I wasn't there for the second roadie run. And I was like king of the hood. And I was down by the Presidents. This is in 2005, man. Summer 2005. Things were off the hook at the Presidents, man. In summer 2006, I mean, girls walking around with teddies and like all these houses going at once and all the people showing up, man. And this one girl got maced by this dude because he was mad at her, didn't like her on the property where he lived. He maced her, and I wasn't cool with that. But I went out there and shit. What happens is when she goes into her state of mind when she got maced was that she goes into a flashback. And she goes into a flashback of the police taking her daughter away. And I mean, this is just really uncool. This girl was unstable already, but she's a real beautiful soul. And she had a little girl, and that little girl was everything to her. And it made her come back as a human. Made her come back to humanity, right? Well, anyway, she was still involved in the game a little bit, and they came and they took her daughter away. So every time something bad happened, she would go into this flashback. And I went out, and somebody was like, Thor, she's out there starting fights with everybody, you better go get her. And I'm like, I was respected by the girls. And so I go out there, and she's like picking fights with everybody and screaming and yelling. And we already know the cops are on the way eventually, right? And but she's trying to pick fights with everybody, and the girls are getting ready to like beat her up. And I'm like, Star, stop, Star. They don't understand where she is, because she keeps talking about her daughter. She keeps lashing out, and so they don't understand. And I like come up, and she's actually on the hood of a on the hood of an F-150. She got boots on, and she's redhead, and she's a cute girl too. But she was kind of like, she had full body, let's say that, right? And she was up there just screaming and kicking. And I came up, and I'm like, Star, she's trying to kick me, and I'm dodging. And I finally just grabbed one of her feet, and I'm like, Star, honey. And then I went like that, which is a maneuver to make a person sit. It's martial arts, all right? But it's also a gentle maneuver, all right? And then I like slid her off the truck, and she like started swinging at me, and I like kept ducking, and I finally just wrapped her up and took her down, and then I let go with one arm, and I just held her with one arm, and I could hear her. She kept going, and it takes maybe and Thor, why are they doing this? And then, because she understood it was me. She could understand my energy, right? And I started singing to her. I actually did. I started singing her a song. I can't even remember what the words were, but I was like, I just started singing to her, and I didn't hold her down. I just held her with one arm, and I just felt her pain. And Erin, another sister, came up with some cold water and a towel and started wiping her face off. And I remember the cops showed up, and they all circled around, right? And I remember looking at this one officer, because I would see him many years later, right? But I looked right at this one officer, and I was like, I meant it. I was like, you be nice to her. And he kind of looked back at me like, okay, man, okay. We're here for a reason, though, but okay, I kind of hear you. Really, this communication happened in a half second. And I leaned down to Star and I said, okay, the police are here now, but this man, he's a good man. Okay, Star, you're going to be okay. Whatever happens, you're going to be okay. Okay? You have a good man. And then I got up and backed out of the situation. Anyways, our ball is ready to go. I don't know what prompted me to tell you that story. That was, this girl tried to steal this that day and my old Bible that my little brother had. And so I walked around to this house, and there were like 5 or 6 people up in the house, and the girl was up in the house who just jacked all my stuff. And 2 dudes on the railing, the king of the hood, man. I walked by both dudes, and I'm like, and it was his house. I said, I'm coming back in 5 minutes. And if I don't have my stuff in my hand before then, everybody in the household gets smashed. Everybody. Yeah, they brought me back my rosary, and they brought me back my Bible. I got stories. But y'all heard the real reason behind that story. It was about Star, and it was about, like, there's, like, nobody would know that pain that she was going through. And if you think about it, I mean, just think about it, man. If you're a parent and somebody, and the cops took your child away, and you're already very mentally balanced on like, between evil and good, and between life and not life, and living now because you have a daughter and it's brought you back to, like, this world, right? And we can look at it as an individual thing, or we can look at the whole game and say, oh man, look what's been going on. We've been tearing people apart, tearing their souls apart, because that's what happened to her. Every time she'd go through that experience, it just tore her soul apart. It just was so hard on her. I mean, and it just enough to make you just, sit down and just kind of think about, the higher things. All right, peace, y'all. I'm going to make this pie.